Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold and this is Psycho Gold Videos. Now, yesterday, depending on your time zone, I uploaded a Star Wars Episode 9 trailer reaction, but what I was actually more interested in, which I thought was happening yesterday but it wasn't, it's happening today, is the talking, revealing, showing of Star Wars Fallen Order or Jedi Fallen Order, whatever it's called. But the game that's being made by Respawn Entertainment and is actually a single player game that is going to give us a story that we can actually play without loot boxes, microtransactions, skins, DLC, and basically something that isn't called Battlefront, which, you know, considering the amount of years that EA have held the license, you'd think we'd have had several of them by now, bearing in mind that they have had this license for the same amount of time that Lucasfilm was making games, and Lucasfilm made dozens of games and EA have made 2. And one was a sequel to the other, and the first one didn't even have a single player campaign, it was just multiplayer, so you have to wonder what exactly took them so long. Now that the trailer is out, I'm gonna check it out right now. There is a panel, I think, but I will watch that in my own time. Probably not right now because it's late at night, but I will check it out and see what I think of the game. If it's up somewhere, hopefully it'll be on a VOD on Twitch, because I believe this was all live streamed on Twitch. But my cousin actually sent me this trailer, so we're going to check it out right now and see what it looks like. I'm also going to talk about what I think about it, so obviously they may have answered some of the questions that I'll have in the panel, which I haven't seen yet, so please don't hold it against me if I say something that you're like, they've already answered that question. Because I really haven't looked into anything about this game. I want to go in with cold and just see what I think of the trailer. So, let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wasn't always like this.
No, it wasn't. Before the dark times.
There are 3 rules to survive.
Okay, so you're playing as a pretty young dude then.
Stand out.
Oh? Is that Jedi Starfighter? Well, this doesn't look like in-game, obviously, which is slightly annoying.
No one.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with pre-rendered CGI trailers, but kinda had hoped for more.
The galaxy's changed.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so they're taking a Venator apart.
Whatever you do,
Oh, what the hell?
reach within.
Uh-oh. There's an Imperial probe droid looking straight at you, dude. Oh, okay. That dude looks cool. Wait, was that an Inquisitor? The Jedi have fallen. Oh, now we're into the game. Wall running? Parkour? You have my attention. Oh,
The past.
cute little droid.
Order
66. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. He's not got a lightsaber, so are we going to be picking up weapons from our enemies? It looks very pretty. It's gotta be an Inquisitor, right? Surely. The glass is cracking.
only in the Force.
Yes! There we go! Ah, okay. Okay. That looks like a Star Wars game. Oh, release date! What? 15th of November. Yeah, that is. Yeah, 15th of November. Sorry. I was like, wait, is that? That's definitely my time. That's my time and date, right? Okay. Didn't expect a release date. Okay, then. I'm gonna watch that trailer again, and then we're gonna talk about it. Well, there's certainly a lot to unpack in that trailer, and I've no doubt there's going to be videos, probably already are, of people taking that trailer apart frame by frame. Couple of things I noticed straight off the bat. Our main playable character seemed to be jumping all over the place in terms of what he was wearing, so we're obviously seeing lots of scenes from different points in time, or different points in the game at the very least. one of the things that I didn't notice the first time, but did notice the second time, is the clone trooper armor that he takes the beacon off of that has Palpatine saying execute Order 66. And at the end, I did think it, but I very quickly dismissed it. But now it's back, is the ship that he jumps into. For those of you who've seen Solo, that wasn't the ship stroke crew that was with Woody Harrelson's character, was it? Because I've only seen that film the once. I did enjoy it, but I haven't as of yet found myself ready to rewatch it. But I know that there was the Woody Harrelson's lady friend. That could have been her, maybe? She didn't look right in the face, but the second I saw her, I was kind of like, the ship and her kind of reminded me of the chick from Solo that I really liked, and then she's not actually in the film as much as I would have hoped. And then when I watched it the second time, I noticed that the person piloting the ship looks to me like they've got 4 arms. Now, might just be the camera angle, I don't know, but if you zoom in and you see the way his arm is and the jumpsuit he's wearing, like it's all red. Like I said, I haven't watched Solo since it was in the cinemas, but I'm sure that's what the pilot, you know, the alien, I'm sure that's what he looked like when we saw him close up and he was at the pilot's wheel. I'm sure he had multiple arms, and I'm sure he was wearing that sort of suit type thing. And obviously those guys have been doing this for a while, and this is set way before Solo, I would imagine, because I think this is right after the Empire is trying to establish itself and the Republic is gone, and Palpatine has screamed unlimited power and reorganized everything into the Galactic Empire. But as we saw, they were cutting Venators apart, and I assume we're going to be turned into Victory 1s and Victory 2s, and then perhaps they were going to build a proper ISD. I don't think they'd have ISD 2s yet, but I would be very interesting to see where this fits in with the lore, because everything since the Disney purchase has ended up being connected at some level, whether people like it or not. You know, the books all linked together, the comics all linked together, the Battlefront campaign in number 2 had a tie-in book, I think, that was part of the story, but does mesh in with all the other published books. Like, I got Thrones, well, there's gonna be 3, but there's only 2 available. I got both of them in the other room, along with some others, and there's a timeline in the first couple of pages that tell you where things take place chronologically, that include the films, the series, and the books. But anyway, back to this game. They didn't really show as much as I'd like. However, big bombshell is that it's coming out this year, which I'm extremely happy about, even though it is the tail end of this year, but I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting it to come out in November. That's kind of got me excited, but also a little bit worried. This game was only announced last year, and when it was announced, all it had to show for itself was some guy sitting in a chair saying, "We're making a Star Wars game!" Now there's a mostly CGI trailer, and some interesting looking gameplay, but taking aside for a moment that EA is involved, and that instantly makes me suspicious and not trust it, it's not like Star Wars games were all great before EA. Star Wars The Force Unleashed made some very big promises and had some very similar looking gameplay to what they showed off here when it was actually gameplay and not CGI, and I can't help but temper my enthusiasm as I think about it, and I'm like, I don't want another Force Unleashed type game. I'm still not really sure whether or not this game is first or third person. Again, that's probably been answered. Like I said, I haven't researched this game at all, because to my knowledge, Respawn have only ever made first person titles, and I don't really care which one it is, but it looked like third person was the way they're going with it, which I would prefer personally. If we're going to be a Jedi with a lightsaber, I would be very interested to see if they're going to go down the route of the Jedi Academy lightsaber combat, but that would require other enemies with lightsabers for that system to actually be enjoyed to its max. and I'm guessing that the majority of opponents that we're going to fight are either going to be regular Stormtrooper grunts that we probably don't want to use the lightsaber on, so there's probably going to be a lot of gun combat anyway, because we're obviously trying to hide the fact that we're a Jedi, just like a certain other rogue Jedi that never finished his training in another series I can think of. But I really want to see more gameplay, is what it boils down to. This was great. This has got me interested. This has got my attention. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking the fact that they're using the, and I want to call them Mandalore, and that's not the right phrase, the purple glowy sticks. I can't remember what their official in-lore title is, but they at least allow some enemies, if you do have lightsabers, to stand up to you. Even though they don't have the Force, they can at least use a weapon that can fight off against someone with a lightsaber, and it will allow them to fight whatever it is you happen to be holding. But fingers crossed they don't make the mistake of arming us with a stick that looks like it's going to be a lightsaber one day when you grow up. Because, yeah, no. No, thank you. I really hope that the story is good. Like, that's what I really want. This is a single-player game. EA, if you haven't seen, put on their official Twitter account when they were trying to get people to watch this live stream that there is no microtransactions, there is no loot boxes, there is no... Basically, all the things that they know that people don't like in their games, they're saying isn't going to be in this one. And they even actually added that they're not going to add it in later after the reviews. And that was kind of like... It feels like you're throwing shade at somebody else, but... You know it's you guys that did all this shit, right? I don't know what they're... I don't trust them, and if you people on my Twitter page already know that because I tweeted it, and I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm having trouble believing this. If it's true, which I really hope it is, that'd be great. Makes me wonder what DLC is going to inevitably be brought out. That will cost a fortune, no doubt. But if it's a full, complete game like Titanfall 2, for example, which a lot of people really liked, and it had a really good story mode, even though it was a bit short for my taste. I think Respawn are a really great little studio, and I really want this game to be a success for them. I want this game to... It won't be like God of War or Spider-Man, but it could be. And if it is, imagine what that would do to EA's single player is dead and no one wants to buy these single player games that we keep cancelling argument. It's like, huh, well, what do you know? We give people what they ask for and it sells. Why haven't we thought of that before? And then some guy at the back who's ridiculously old and hasn't been listened to in a long time raises his hand and says, we did. That's how we got to where we are. It's once we became a big company that it all went horrifically wrong. And I think that applies to most of the game studios that have turned into publishers, but I digress. This game looks awesome. I'm really excited for it. I want to see more of it. Like I said, the only thing they really showed off is the fact that it looked like you can wall run and that you can do some parkour things, but he used the Force to make an object appear. Now, in the context of a trailer, that looks really cool. In my head, I'm imagining that that could be so many things that would end up being not cool, like, say, a quick time event, or a contextual button prompt input where it's just a case of there's the thing over there, and as you go towards it, it's just going to glow and you push a button, which is not really any better than if it's just a quick time input in a cutscene. And there's just so many ways that you can make stuff look cinematic and cool in a trailer, and until I actually see real gameplay, not E3 trailer gameplay, I mean real gameplay, I won't be judging it, but this did its job. It got me excited. I will definitely be going and trying to find more, and I've already just noticed that there's like 5 videos that have come through whilst I've been recording this of people talking about this game, so I have no doubt that it's going to be put under a microscope until it comes out, and then, you know, put under an even bigger one when it actually is out. But either way, guys, tell me what you thought about this trailer. Are you excited for this game? Will you be picking it up? Did you even know that this game was existing? And now that you do, what do you think? I really like the idea of playing a Jedi in this time period. I like the idea of this time period in general. Everybody does. Everybody loves the era where the Empire is in charge, because that is the classic era, and setting stories before Luke, quite frankly, is interesting. I don't want prequels to the characters in A New Hope. I want prequel material from before the Empire was starting to fall. I want to know about when they were nigh on unstoppable juggernauts of destruction. how that affected the galaxy. That's why the books are so interesting, because some of them do overlap with other things like Rebels and the original trilogy, but quite a lot of them are isolated stories that are set during the occupation of Imperial forces on someone's homeworld, or what horrific things the Empire did which caused certain groups to turn into rebels that may or may not later become part of the Alliance, because some of them do, some of them don't. And, you know, some characters that you get really attached to that may have even been in other books, or in the case of one of the books I read was actually from the Clone Wars series, which I thought was really cool, and then later on he's brought back in the Rebels series, and I'm like, damn, somebody's doing their homework and trying to make all these dots connect, man. But all the characters that I was really attached to die. So there's a lot of room for creativity in regards to the story, and let's face it, this is a single player game. I want the story to be good because that's why I'm going to be playing it. The gameplay needs to be good as well, don't get me wrong, it is a game, which is something that a lot of companies seem to have trouble remembering, but you need both to be good in order for this to be a success, and that is my final word on the subject. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and as I say, comment down below, all that good things, and if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel, for I shall be back soon with many good videos. But until then, guys, my name is Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.